Okay, welcome everybody. My name is Jamil Senior. I'm with the Prosperity Ninja, and today we have a treat, my friends, because today we have the beautiful Calais Beeman is going to be helping us get through some awesome training. We're definitely going to give away some golden nuggets today, so take out some notes, close out all distraction, close Facebook, close Skype, close the door, put your dog on a leash because you don't want to miss this, my friend, because this is really the bread and butter of what makes creating relationships and creating just abundance in your business and in your life on the internet. Okay, so a little bit of an overall of what we're going to see today is basically we're going to be focusing on blogging and different applications of blogging. Okay, Calais is more of social media, that sort of the traditional blogging. Whenever we think about blogging, we think about like social media and SEO and all that stuff. I mean, and basically me, I'm more of a paid traffic kind of guy, but you can apply blogging into paid marketing as well. A little bit of a background story on myself. I'm a musician and a tattoo artist from Mexico City, and I decided that I did not want to give up on the things that I love just because somebody else told me that I couldn't make money doing that. Okay, so what I did was actually start looking for ways to have a better life, just do the things that I want to do and not have to be tied down to my financial situation or if I even just have the time to do the things I love, right? Because I know that a lot of people give up on the things that they love because they go and work for an office or whatever it is. They need to cut their hair or they need to give up playing music or the things that they really, really are passionate about, but they just don't have the time to do because they don't have any money. It's horrible. It's horrible. So, and it's the saddest thing. So I set out to not become another statistic. Okay. So what I did was I came into network marketing, and at first it was horrible. Okay. I did the whole friends and family thing. Call your grandma who's not interested, who's already seen the presentation from Uncle Bob, and Uncle Bob over pitched her the same deal over 500 times, and she's sick of it. Okay. And we do all those things, and it really depends on a different kind of person. Everything works, okay? Everything works. The thing is it sustainable, and is it something that is going to be scalable as well? Can I scale myself talking to people in hotel rooms? No, I cannot, because I cannot multiply myself and go all over the world into hotel rooms. What I can do, though, is make a video like the one you're watching right now and have thousands of people all over the world watch the same video over and over again. Now, I knew that the internet was the way to go. So I got on the internet, I started marketing, I started pounding it, and like everybody, I think, in the internet, I went through a lot of information overload, you know? You go through all these launches and all these trainings and all these products and all these gurus telling you, hey, this is the secret. If you want to have the secret, you buy this product, right? And you buy the product, and they come up with another thing that the secret is not here, it's in there, right? So you can get a jump on to this thing, right? But wait, the secret is not here, it's over here, right? So you got to jump from deal to deal to deal, and it never comes down to exactly what makes you money in this industry. And we're here to break all that, okay? We're here to share the secrets with you. We're here to basically eliminate all the overload, eliminate all the hurts and hang-ups, just give you exactly what you need to do to start producing results now, okay? Not in 2 years, not in 5 years, not in 60 years when you have a hip replacement and finally you can go surfing with your brand new plastic hip, you know? But right now, okay? So what really made the difference for me personally and made me start getting those results was a kind of a hard experience because I went through a a very, very intense experience where I woke up, and brand morning, I was woken up by the sound of rattling bookshelves and curtains and everything around me. And it turns out it was a 7.5 earthquake that hit Mexico City. And I'm not going to lie to you, I was terrified. Okay, I feared for my life. And the thing is, in that moment, even though I wasn't hurt, and thankfully nobody was badly injured during that earthquake, it definitely turns everything into perspective. It really puts things into perspective. So I thought to myself, what is going on? What am I going to do? What if I die today? What am I going to leave behind for my family and friends and the people that I love? What am I going to leave behind? A bunch of receipts? No. Hell no. So I made a decision right then and there that no matter what it took, no matter how many sleepless nights I had to go through, no matter what obstacles I needed to jump over, no matter how many walls I needed to break through, I was going to do it, period. Okay? And I think that it's very important before we go into any training, before we go into any marketing, before we go into anything, you need to make a decision right now that no matter what it takes, you're going to make it happen for you and for the people that you love, because that is what you deserve. You don't deserve to be stuck in a job that you hate for the rest of your life so that you can get a somewhat decent retirement and go travel the world when you're 80 years old and you can't even enjoy it because you can't move around anymore. You know? So here's the thing, guys. You need to make a decision right now, before we go into any training, before we go into any of what we're going to see today. You need to make a decision that no matter what it takes, you're going to make it happen. Okay? Now, I could ramble all day long, but I'm not going to do that because we have an amazing guest here today. So I'm basically just going to turn it over to you, Calais, if you have anything you want to add, or if you want to share your story, whatever you want to do right now. I'm just going to mute myself out a little bit and just let you have the floor. So take it away.
You know, it's funny. I was listening to your story, and I think it's the first time I've really heard your in-depth story, and I didn't realize how much we had in common. Because when I was listening to you talk about, being an artist and having the passion to pursue what you really wanted to pursue in life, I was sitting here the whole time nodding my head because that's me. I've ever since I've been an artist my entire life, and I've always had this passion for acting and performing, but was never really encouraged to go down that path. I was more encouraged to go the traditional, business route, go to school, get a degree, get a real job. But still, my heart was elsewhere. My passion was elsewhere, and so I did that. I followed the rules for most of my, pretty much all my growing up years, and after school, and I graduated and got a job, and I worked as a diligent employee for years until I got a call from the boss at 2 o'clock on a Friday afternoon, basically telling me that as of close of business that day, the doors of the company were closing and that the company was out of money, bankrupt, and by the way, there's no, money for severance or additional paychecks or anything like that. And I was just like, oh my God, what are you talking about? So, and the company had been struggling, so it wasn't totally out of the blue, but I didn't plan ahead as I probably should have. So as I was collecting my belongings and got home and I was sitting on my couch surrounded by a few boxes of stuff from the office, I kind of just decided that I didn't want to go through that again. I'm like, I didn't want to put my life and my destiny in someone else's hands just for someone else to tell me when they were done with me, for someone else to tell me that we no longer need you, we're not going to pay you anymore, and we don't think that you're worth anything, more than this, And so I was just like, I'm never going to do this again. So I picked up, I had a little bit of business, and I went freelance. I started my own business. At the same time, that bug that I had to pursue my passion really started to kick in once I got my freedom papers. Because I was like, wait a minute, now that I have this extra time and now that I'm calling my own shots, I can actually spend more time pursuing what I love to do. And so I did. But I also recognized that the basic economies of life didn't change. You still had, mortgage to pay and car note to pay and, food to eat. So I couldn't, just throw work out the window. So I kind of, this is when I was living in Chicago. And so I was kind of doing both, and I got really, really serious the more I enjoyed the life of freedom and was able to really fully embrace what was out there once you walked away from the corporate world, because I was one of those people that was afraid to leave. In the beginning, I was just like, oh, job security, it's safer to be here. And I believed in it. I believed in job security. And after that conversation with the boss, it was like, it's an illusion. There is no such thing as job security. You're not safer working for somebody else. And that was a ginormous mindset shift for me, because that really made me see and ask myself some real questions. It's like, why was I putting my future in someone else's hands? Why was I letting someone else tell me what I was worth and telling me, this is what you need to do, because that's just how, we were raised up to be. So I started to question some of those standard principles. And I got to a point, and I was living in Chicago, where I just really, really, really wanted to go for it and go for my dream. And so I, packed a suitcase and I booked a one-way ticket and I left. I came to Los Angeles and left everything. I left the condo, I left my clothes, I left my shoes, I left the shoes, and I left my tree, I left everything. And I came to LA, where I knew nobody. I had no friends, no family, no job contacts, no anything, just a little bit of savings and a dream. And I hit the ground running, and didn't start to worry about it until my savings started to get a little bit low. And I'm like, okay, what are we going to do now? And I had to find a way where I could earn income that was good around a flexible schedule. And I didn't want to get a job for the reasons that I mentioned. And then also it just wouldn't allow me to audition for the gigs that I wanted, being tied down to a job. So that, search led me to an opportunity meeting. I answered an ad in Craigslist, and I found myself at an opportunity meeting, and I had no idea what MLM was. I didn't know what the direct sales industry was all about. Didn't know if I could do it. Didn't know, I was kind of like, at first I was kind of like, what is this? Kind of like not totally embracing it, but I stayed for the meeting, and they pulled out the comp plan. They pulled out a concept that I had never seen before in my life, and that was leveraged income. And I looked at it, and I had no clue at all how this was going to work, how I was going to do this, not knowing anybody. And I just said, this is the best thing I've seen. This is the best option I have on the table. I need to do something. And so I joined, not knowing anything. And because I didn't know anything, I struggled. I just joined the first opportunity that came along. It's like I married the first guy, I dated, kind of thing. It's just like, it was like the first thing that showed up. I joined, and I struggled, not because of the company, not because of the team. The company and the team that I was with were both great. They were all doing well, moving forward. I was just struggling. For the reason why everybody struggles. It's like, how do you find people? How do you find people to talk to? Where do you get new leads? And I didn't, they told me, make the list of friends and family and all that good stuff. But I lived in Los Angeles and knew nobody. I had no friends or family here, And so, am I frozen? Are you frozen? I'm not sure if I'm frozen or you frozen, but I'll just keep talking just in case. Okay, there you go. So I joined, so I struggled. And so I went online to try to figure out options for myself, how to figure out a business. And that's where I discovered the world of marketing online and connecting with people online and blogging, and why you need a website and why you need a blog, and how that can really help with your business and your brand. And that is what led me yeah, to the path. It's like, oh my gosh. And when I connected with the internet and was able to connect with Empower and really start to understand how I could merge these two worlds and be myself, that's where I really started to see a shift. That's where I started to get momentum in my business. And so, I say all this to say it's like I didn't know anything about blogging when I started. You should have seen my first blog post. It was like 11 sentences. It was something like, and I didn't even want to publish it. I was kind of like, I was shy, really shy insofar as not wanting to put myself out there and share my personal story. I was great at telling other people's story. It was my own I didn't want to put out there. And so I kind of was typed away, and I'm like, okay, I'm doing this thing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'll be back tomorrow. Come check it out. Publish, and that was pretty much the extent of it. And through the course of the almost 2 years that I've been with the company, I mean, I've gone through all the training, and I've learned, I don't want to say everything, but everything that I have learned has been through this company, and it's like having a master's degree in marketing, for $25 a month or whatever it costs now, and it's just been an incredible ride, and it's so inspiring, this group of people that we're with, just to be able to meet. I mean, look at us, and connect and chat, in different countries, and make friends and build businesses and change lives. I mean, and that's the real thing is like, okay, now I look back at the person who I was, on that Friday call, getting that call saying, we don't want you anymore. And today I'm like, you know what? The hell, my value is way more than that. And I'm worth more than that, and I demand more of that for myself. And then being able to help other people to see that for themselves too is it's so incredible. I mean, I would if for no other reason to be able to turn your life around, to get that knowledge and to get that self-empowerment is reason enough to join now and lock arms with us, because it's so incredible just to be a part of it and just to have that experience. And I'm sure you've had that kind of some similar experiences as well.
Yeah, definitely. Because, like I said, I came from the traditional MLM, pounding the phones and calling your friends and family until they're sick of you.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, coming to empowerment, I got started in the internet. I guess you could say the hard way. You create your own blog, and you create it on WordPress, and you need all these plugins, and you need to set it up, and you need to set up SEO, and you need to learn HTML and PHP and all this setup and all this hurts and hangups that just keep you from getting started even, and I really want to, I'm aware, I just come into a system and I already have a blog that works, okay, that can work with already, get started now, okay, and I don't need to go through all of that. I don't need to be a web designer or a programmer or an SEO expert or anything like that. I just come in and use it, plug and play. It's as simple as that. And it was just completely mind-blowing, but more than just the blogging system was really all of the amazing training and value that comes with the whole package, So all of the training in there, just like, and you won't let me get away with a lie here, Calais. Just a single inner circle training gave me more value than 10 trainings I took from 10 different gurus from the industry.
Yes.
It's just, and that's just one of the trainings out of, like, I don't know how many there is, like 200 hours of training in there.
I've lost count now. I had them all stored in my iTunes library. And now that they're out, now that we have the app, I don't need to do that anymore. I can just plug them in anywhere I go. But yeah, I was like you too. I had to before I found Empower, I had to join another company and get my own free blog, and still had to go. I had to go to com blog site and spent a lot of time on YouTube University trying to figure things out. It's just like, and thank God for YouTube, because either that I would just still be staring at my screen. But having come down that road, we both can appreciate the simplicity of just being able, especially now with a new platform, there's like no setup. You just type and publish it, and you've got something posted. And it's so important, because what people don't understand and why you need a blog is because you need to have a way to connect with people. You need a way for people to get to know who you are and to brand yourself online as an expert. And you don't have to know. You don't have to be the #1 person in knowledge in any particular field to be an expert. You just need to know a little something more than somebody else, so that you can help somebody else along the way. I mean, there's always going to be somebody who knows more than you, and there's always going to be someone who you can help. So there's always going to be that balance. And the thing about it is, most people in the industry don't have their own blogs. They just rely on the company tools. And the problem is that's what everybody relies on. So you've got a company with 2 million members, and they're all sending the same people the same website. It's like, how do you know who to join from what? Like, what is my advantage? And as we know, people don't join businesses per se. They join people. They join people that they want to work with, that they connect with. And the only way that they're going to ever know about you, that you're different from the next guy in the organization, is through your blog in the beginning. And you can share, you can write. You can share your photos, you can do video. There's so many different ways that you can connect and use the internet to share yourself and share your knowledge with people, so that they can say, oh, Emilio's cool. I like him. He's full of knowledge, and I think he can help me, and I want to work with him. And that's the beauty of it. And you can do all of that now without the headache and hassle of trying to set it up for yourself. Because I don't know about you, but I'm not a techie. I'm a creative girl. So when they said stuff like the first time around, I'm like, SEO? The heck is SEO? I didn't even think I wanted to know what SEO was. It just sounded like something I don't even want to know what it is. I'm like, I don't know what this is, and I really don't think that's something I even want to know about. And backlinks, I'm like, what in the world is a freaking backlink? And I'm looking at the little online, in the beginning, looking at the little diagrams, it's like a backlink. It's one site that points back to. I'm like, really? I'm like, I didn't know any of that stuff. And very few of us actually really need to know all of that. I mean, there's people who excel in that department, and if that's you, great, but it's not me. It's not me. And when you're building a business, it's not necessarily necessary for you to be an expert in that. So in the tools I learned I just think about the fact that I came from not knowing anything. I didn't even know what an MLM company was. I mean, that's how nothing I knew. That's like how ground zero I was, to have gone through all those trainings. And there's so many to count, and I don't say it to overwhelm people, but there's just so much to learn, that if you want to learn, it's there for you to get that education. And you can't put a price tag on education. You can't put a price tag on empowering yourself with knowledge, because the more you know, the more it leads you to the next step. It's like once you hear of a concept or an idea, you might not know how to apply it on that day, but maybe a month from now it'll come back to you and be like, oh, I remember that from that training, and I can see how that can apply to my business now. And you go back and you kind of freshen up on the course and then apply it. And that's what has happened with me for the last 2 years. Is I went through trainings, and there were some things where I wasn't ready for. I wasn't ready to apply it in the beginning. But as I, got more comfortable and was putting out good posts, and I started to get some, response, I was like, okay. And then there's something else I wanted to do, but I only knew I wanted to do it because I had, had heard of it before going through the training. And so it's so incredible, and it's such an amazing how your whole life can shift just by having access to these tools, to having access to this platform. And then, you were talking about the inner circle. And in mindset, is such a huge part of success in this industry, but in really any industry that anybody who's successful, you've got to have the right mindset. And I didn't know that. I knew, you got to think positive. I saw The Secret, all that kind of stuff. And The Secret is great, don't get me wrong, but it's not everything. and there's some components in that that are missing, but you have to make it a part of your daily practice. Not just like, every 6 months you read a good book kind of thing. It's got to be something that you commit to every day. And you don't quite understand why at first. You're just like, really? Do I really have to listen to an audio? You kind of, depending on where you're at on your path, might not think that it's necessary. But as you do it and you start to see the shifts in yourself, you're like, I get it now. And it's just, you just have to commit to doing it and trust in the process. And they share so much information with you in those trainings.
Yeah, yeah, and I think you hit the nail right on the head there, because there's certainly a lot of stuff out there. Like I said, there's a lot of information overload in the internet. There's a lot of new secrets, of new magic buttons and magic pills out there to take and propel you to the top. And the thing that I found so refreshing of this community is that it really focuses on taking action. It really focuses on this is what you need to do, and this is what you need to do more of, and this is what you need to do less of, as opposed to take this pill and you'll be a millionaire in 6 months by watching the ceiling and scratching your belly button. And it doesn't really work like that. And if you're here watching this right now and you're expecting to listen to us tell you, hey, get rich by staring at the ceiling fan, it's not going to happen, okay? And we might need to reserve your spot for somebody a little bit more mature. So if you're this kind of person that's serious about taking action and doing whatever it takes to take your business forward, you're the person who we want to talk to, okay? So the thing is, I want to basically go into a little bit of basically why we're here, a little bit of training, and I want to ask you, Calais, to share you basically kind of like an overview of what you've done through blogging. How did you use your blog to take your business forward?
Sure. In the beginning, I just started out learning, and I learned how to market. And I think one of the skills, especially for creative people, that we tend to lack is self-promotion or marketing skills. And if you're in business of any kind, you have to learn how to market, especially in today's environment, especially in an environment where people are being downsized. There's a lot of people who have to go and be creative about ways to make income. You have to find a way to get your business, your brand, your name, your products, your service out there to the people who want it. And so there's a lot of lessons in marketing, especially with my blog. One of the things that you have to really be clear about is who your target audience actually is. In the beginning, and you hear, okay, you can blog about anything, and that is true, kind of. Yeah, you can pick a topic, any topic you want to blog about, and blog about that, but you can't blog about golf one day and fish the next, and marketing training tips the next, and ice cream the next day. Because here's how you really have to think about your blog, and it took me a minute to really figure this out. But you got to think of your blog as like, do you have a favorite television show?
I guess right now, Shark Tank.
I love Shark Tank. Okay, yeah. So Shark Tank is awesome. So let's say you see a promo for Shark Tank. You've never seen it before. It comes on Friday night, 9 o'clock. You tune in. You find Shark Tank. You love it. It's a great show. You're like, every Friday night, come back to Shark Tank. You come back to Shark Tank the following week, and you see General Hospital. How do you feel?
Pretty bad.
Pretty bad, right? And then you're kind of like, what the heck happened to Shark Tank? But maybe a little hopeful because you keep seeing the promos, Shark Tank Friday night. So you come back the following week, and you're fired up, and you see Law and Order. How do you feel?
Upset.
Are you coming back again?
Yeah. I'm angry right now.
Right. So you're not coming back, are you?
No, not at all.
Exactly. And that's what the trap people fall in with their blogs is, they think that they can just start blogging about any random topic every day, and they don't have an audience. So not only do you don't build an audience of any kind, you're not building an audience of focused buyers, of focused people who want what you have to offer. There's two components to marketing, especially in using your blogs. You have to put your message in front of the right people, and then you also have to tell them what to do, which is part of the marketing thing. So it's not enough just to write a great post about, a blogging or a marketing product and then not tell people how they can participate with you. And you've got to find ways to do it in a way that is chill. I mean, people are really savvy these days now. The hard sell, like, buy now, do this, this is the best thing ever. People they're kind of overhearing that. They want something. They're looking for more. Just keep it. Be real with me. Tell them in a way that you're like a friend, like sharing some value, some information. And here, if you want some more information, check this out. I'd love to connect or whatever. And then understand that the other purpose of your blog is also to connect with people more one-on-one. You want to be able to engage with people. That's why reality shows are so popular. People want to feel like they're part of this community, that they're seeing what really goes on, what people are really like. And so when somebody comes to your blog and they like it or they leave you a comment, you have to take the step further. You have to respond to people. You have to engage, ask them questions, ask them what they want. And that's another thing that people also have to keep in mind when they're writing their blog posts, is they have to write. They're in this business. Businesses in general are in business because they solve problems. Okay, so people are coming to your blog because they think that you can help them for some reason. That's why they go to Google and they type in the little search terms, is because they're looking for something and they're hoping you have the answer for it. So you need to be able to provide your audience with solutions to their problems. And so a lot of times people make the mistake with their blogging as they just start blogging about things that are important to them. It could be related to their topic, but it's not necessarily solving anybody's problems. And if you're not solving someone's problems, they're not buying from you. You know what I mean? So you have to find out what their problem is on that particular, issue, and then write blog posts and put out content that solve the problem. And so if you can learn to do that with your blog, the more successful you'll be. And I've had that kind of evolution in the beginning. And I can talk about this because I've made all these mistakes. I was the person who blogged about, ice cream and dogs and, training tips, all the same, blog site. I was that person who did all that. I was a person who didn't have effective calls to action. I was a person who didn't, necessarily want to engage because I felt shy or a little inhibited. So I understand how that goes because I've struggled to find my way and to figure this out. And the end of the day, your blog, your purpose with your blog is really to connect with the right people who are looking for what you have to offer. And so you have to remember that everything that and it's not everybody. I think a lot of times people think that because they're putting something online, it's like, or they have this great product, it's for everybody. I'll take everybody as a client, or I'll take everybody as a customer, or everybody as a team member. Like you were saying at the front of the top, you're like, if you're lazy, and you think this will get rich quick, we don't want you. This is not the place for you. You want to go somewhere, we don't have what you want, and you certainly don't have what we want. So go elsewhere. And it's the same kind of thing. You don't need to have everybody be your customer, and you're not going to. And so, there's this old phrase, this old saying, if you market to everybody, you market to no one. And it's true, because that, again, was me, out there, thinking, okay, everybody wants this. Like, you can see, just because you can see how everybody can benefit from it doesn't necessarily mean that everybody wants it. And you want, and just because, on the flip side of that, just because someone needs your product or your service doesn't mean that they want it, doesn't make them a good prospect. You want, and especially in this industry, it's like, everybody needs to make extra money. Everybody wants to make extra money. They are actually everybody needs to. They might need to. They might be broken in foreclosure, but that doesn't mean that they want to do what's required to change your situation. So you want to find the people who want and need what you have. And so if you can really understand that you need to really be focused on your target audience and coming up with what we call an avatar, which is like a real specific person. Put a name and a face to them, an age, where they live, where they shop, what kind of car do they drive, what their hobbies are. You know, do they shop at Target or do they shop at Neiman's? Do they drive a Lexus or do they drive a Volkswagen, a wagon, one of those Volkswagen wagons, those like the hippie wagons? You know, who do they hang out with? You know, do they like to go to the movies or do they go to, you know, clubbing on Friday nights? Who is this person? And that is the one person that you are marketing to. That's who you're writing your blog posts to. That's who you're making your videos for. Now, does that mean that if someone who doesn't fit that description contacts you, that you don't help them? No. No, not at all. You know, you help whoever wants your help, you know, absolutely. But who you're specifically creating content for, who you're specifically looking to attract, is that one person. And if you can get good at that and really understand that, that is when you'll really start to see a shift in the effectiveness in your blogs and the effectiveness in your marketing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm blown away right here. I'm taking notes all over the place, but I wanted to, and basically wanted to reinforce what you were talking about right now. I think we've all gone through those mistakes where you're just getting started and you get a brand new blog, and what do I do with this thing? Okay, so let me publish. Okay, so my day went this way. So maybe somebody wouldn't really want to see that unless it's maybe like your girlfriend or your grandma, who maybe care a lot about you and want to see how your day was, but not necessarily somebody who is going to buy from you, or a customer or prospect doesn't really care about how your day went. So it's really important what you just said about targeting the right audience and being consistent with your message, not blogging about how your dog got lice one day and the next day you're blogging about superstructures or I don't know, whatever it is. So you need to be really consistent and target on with your blogging. Now, also, I think it was a very great point that you did about artists not really knowing how to market themselves. And I saw that definitely in the music industry, and you see it all the time. The most talented musicians are not necessarily the ones that get paid the most money.
Exactly.
And the reason why that happens is because the musicians that get paid the most money are the ones that can market themselves better. They've created a whole brand and a whole product around themselves, and because of that, people recognize them with just looking at them or just hearing their name or 2 seconds of a song, you know. So it's really about exposure at the end of the day and being consistent with that message. And the way I'm more towards paid marketing, that sort of stuff, that's usually what I do. And I was basically, what I was doing, I was taking people to a capture page and taking them to a sales video and then sending in emails with videos, with value, with training, whatever it is, to keep that person engaged. Mm-hmm. But I already had a blog, you know, because I was always into that blogging part of internet marketing, and I knew that I needed to have like a central in the internet where people could go and know more about me or my business. So I always had a blog. When I got started in the internet, I had a blog. It was ugly. It had bad sales psychology. It had bad everything, but it was working. Okay, and I had a blog, and that was really the important part. But I wasn't really using it to its full potential. So I started thinking, how can I use this and incorporate it into my marketing in a way that it's part of it. It's not just something that's out there that's kind of gathering dust. It's something that I use constantly. So what I did was basically I still do paid traffic, and I still bring people through capture pages or whatever. I also sometimes pay for traffic directed to my blog, to an article post, to a video, to something that will help people connect and know that I'm a real person. I'm not just a capture page. I'm not just a blank slot on a form. You know, I'm a real person. You know, and we can connect, and you can identify with me. If you like me, that's great. If you don't like me, that's great also. I'm not here to please everybody, but certainly it's a great way, it's a great tool to connect with people. Okay, so in paid marketing, I get people to, you know, subscribe to my email list or whatever it is, and then send them back to a blog. And just like Calais was saying, you send people to the blog from your list, and if they see value in whatever it is that you're sharing with them, they come back again and again and again and again. And that was something that I discovered because not too long ago, I kind of stopped blogging a little bit, but I was checking my, well, we're marketers, we measure and check everything. We check our stats all the time, especially with paid marketing, you know. So I was constantly checking like the traffic to my blog, and I discovered that even without me promoting it, even without me putting new content in there were still people coming back. And there were still people coming back and back and back for more and more and more. And that is really the power of a blog. You know, it's really, really, it's your central. It's where people come to know what's going on with you and your business, you know. So if you're not blogging right now, if you don't have a system or a way to blog right now, you basically have two options right now. You can either go get your own blog and set up hosting and set up your own domain and set up all that stuff and have a massive headache and get started on marketing like 2 years from now if you're part-time, which is the majority of us. Or you can get back with the person who invited you here and ask them how you can get access to Empower Network. Okay? If you're watching the replay, there might be a button down here or whatever it is. But you need this system, not because it's, and I'm not here to tell you, to promise you the moon, okay, and give you a rock. I'm here to basically show you what's worked for me and what's been like a blessing from the skies for myself and for many other people. I'm here to tell you that I'm going to show you basically it doesn't have to be a grind. It doesn't have to be an incredible struggle. I mean, you do have to work, like I said. You do have to put in the hours, but it does. Okay? You just know what you need to do. You get a goal and go after it. Get a plan, work your plan, and that's it. That's really it. You know, I'm basically kind of going through the stuff I've been doing right now. The thing is, blogging is an integral part of it, because without blogging in my marketing, I like I said, I test my conversions all the time. You know, I'm testing everything, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't, and I bring traffic to a capture page, I send them emails and whatnot. And what I did at the beginning, without so much incorporating that blogging part, didn't produce that many results. I mean, my conversions were really, really low, and I was grinding it out and working all day long, 7 days a week, it was 24 hours, you name it. I mean, you could see me coming because of how red my eyes were because I didn't get any sleep. That was how bad it was, you know. So I did all of that. And without integrating that part, you know, without integrating that human aspect to my marketing, the conversions were really low. And the thing is, without as much work, I produce more results by connecting with people. Mm-hmm. And that's really what it is. Any business is a business of people, of relationships, okay? So if you're not building relationships, you're not building a business. It's as simple as that, okay? So You need to build relationships, and the best way to do that is with a blog. Why? Because blog, it has everything. It has, you can incorporate video, you can incorporate pictures, articles, you can, and it's also something that's going to be there forever. Okay, it's something that's going to be on the internet no matter what happens, and especially if you own your own platform. If you're thinking about getting like these free websites like WordPress or Blogger and all that stuff, you're going to run into serious problems because they do not like marketers. They do not like people marketing products on their systems unless they're paying for a service. You know that, right? So if you're doing that, eventually they're going to catch you and eliminate your blog forever. So you need a platform that you control. And it's something that is, I cannot say enough, okay? You need to be in control of your own business because, like Calais was saying, you need to be in control of your own life and of your own destiny. You can't be leaving things up to somebody, up to a boss that's going to get rid of you whenever they see fit. Okay? So you need to be in control of everything in your business, and you need to assume responsibility for your business, whatever happens. Because also, again, a lot of people get in this industry, get really frustrated because it wasn't the magic solution they wanted. It wasn't a lottery ticket to dreamland, and they get really, really frustrated because they were expecting to do nothing and get something in return. So what happens is you need to be responsible for your results. You need to be responsible for your business. If it goes good, you're responsible, and we immediately assume responsibility, right? If it goes good, oh, that was me. But if it goes bad, a lot of people are, oh, the market is saturated. Oh, my sponsor didn't help me. Oh, the company's a scam, or whatever it is. You need to assume total and complete responsibility for your business. If it goes bad, hey, you messed it up. If it goes good, you did a good job, and you need to do more of it. Okay, so take total responsibility of your business and assume total control. Because like I've said in many other videos, if you're following me, you know that in many videos I say, hey, this is a business. This is not a job. We're not going to pay you for appearing to be busy, okay? You're not going to get money just for being on the payroll. You don't just sign up and money comes flying. No, you need to work at it. And just like any other business, this depends on how many sales you can make. And it depends on your ability to make sales. Now, how do you make those sales? Creating relationships. Okay? And the best tool I can ever share with you is the Empower Network system. So if you're watching this right now, if you're listening to the sound of my voice, and what I'm saying makes sense to you, go back with the person who invited you to this video and ask them how you can gain access to the Empower Network system. Okay? Now, is anything else you want to share here, Calais?
You know, I wanted to go back to two things that you said that are really, really, really huge. Just wanted to reiterate. First of all, your point about blogging being available around the clock to work for you 24 hours a day. You know, and one of the things that I always love about blogging is it really is like a flyer that never gets taken down. It's on the internet all the time. I remember in my early days, in my first marketing company, walking around with the flyers, or putting signs up, and on street corners, whatever, and putting up your flyers all over the city. And here in Los Angeles, I mean, they're pretty quick to take those down. You just spend a couple hours, putting those up, and they're gone in 24 hours on a good day. And so so the internet, it never goes down. It works for you. It's that 24-hour 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You can have somebody find a blog post you wrote 5 years ago, opt in, and become a lead or a customer. And I don't do a lot of paid marketing, You know, and so and if you don't have you know, depending on your budget, it's you know, it's something that you definitely need to have in your toolkit, because if you do paid marketing, as you know, once your ad dollars are gone, so is your ad. You know, and it's you know, so it's advantageous for a lot of reasons, but for, you know, that's the one downside that blogging has over, you know, paid advertising, is once your budget's gone, so is your ad. You know, or like a television commercial, it runs until you pay your time, and then you have to pay again. And so that's the benefit of having a blog post. So you should absolutely be incorporating it, regardless of where you are in your business. Also, the point you made about building relationships is what this is all about in the end of the day. And one of the things that people make the mistake of making when they, especially when they're looking to the internet and they're looking to market online, is they think that they can just spend all their time hiding behind their computer and never talking to people and never engaging with people. They think that they can just, you know, put up a link to a capture page and people are just gonna buy, you know, like crazy, and you're gonna be rich, and you know, it's a one click, you know, you can sit back and put your feet up and all that. No, it doesn't work like that. The internet is a tool for you to connect with more people, to connect with the world, and that's the beauty of it. You can literally connect with anybody in the world. There could be somebody sitting, you know, in Spain watching this and being like, oh, you guys are cool, I want to join you, right? But you have to still talk to them. You still have to connect with them. You still have to help them. So you know, the internet is a great tool to leverage the fact that you can connect with a lot of people, and especially with a blog in an affordable way. But after that, it's up to you to cultivate the relationship, because people work with people that they know, like, and trust. And in this platform, your blog is the place for them to get to know, like, and trust you. You know, and so you have to communicate with them. So erase from your mind forever this illusion, this mindset, this falsity that you can hide behind your computer and not talk to people, because the longer you do that, the longer you're going to be broke. I'm just being real. No one. People want to work with real people, like you said, with pictures and phone numbers and contact information. They want to know if they can reach out to you, that you're there, and you're not just some phantom, you know, person that doesn't exist. And so, and those are the people that are going to stick around. I found, because I've done some paid advertising, but the people that join on autopilot, who don't connect, you know, with me or with the team right away, those are the people that are usually gone, you know, faster. It's the people that, you know, if you can get people connected with you, get them connected to our community, to our culture. Because as soon as you get into Empower Network, you just love the vibe, you love the energy, and that being a part of something. People want to be a part of something. They want to feel like they're a part of something. And if you do a good enough job of connecting them to the community, they're not going anywhere, even if they're having a hard time getting their business off the ground, because it means something to them to be a part of the community. And you know, that may be my favorite thing about Empower Network, is that the community and the people are just so gosh darn cool. You know, I love being around them. You know, I look forward to every event and seeing people. And I never used to be an event girl. I was like, ugh, a meeting? I don't want to go to a meeting. You know, I'm like, I'm an artist. I don't want to be trapped in a meeting, right? And you know, and now I'm like, okay, when's the next one? Looking at my calendar and just being like, okay, when, you know, okay, when's the next one? Okay, all right, book myself out. I'm going. I'm there. And so, you know, you have to remember that it's always about them. It's always about the other person. It's always about solving their problems. It's always about giving them what they need. And if you can take the focus off of you and think about how you can serve them, that is when you're going to see your business take off. And so, you know, in this, you know, what we have here is just a great place to do that. So, you know, again, like you're saying, now's the time to just jump in and lock arms with us and find and get back with whoever, you know, share this with you, and talk with them more and just learn more about what we have, because it's incredible. You know, I've been in for 2 years, and it just keeps getting better.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that it was at one of the events. I think it was Tony Rush had said that the Empower Network is not really. It's really a business. It's not really a business opportunity. It's more of a leadership factory disguised as a business opportunity. And I really, really believe that, because whenever you go to the events or you listen to these hangouts, or you listen to the Empower Hour call, or whatever it is that Empower just puts together, It definitely is a very, very different from any other company or any other system I've been involved with, because in any other company I did go to the events and all that stuff, but it was more kind of like okay, go to the events and okay, now you got to stay positive and whatever it is, and there's a new product for you to buy. And the thing is, with these events and with all these hangouts and these things, it's really about value. They just deliver on value like crazy, and you can't believe how cheap the prices are, because you just go there and you get so much information and you leave there with a big old smile on your face, and you just met so many unbelievable people and like-minded people. It's just a whole new environment, because it's people who want freedom. It's not people who are there to promote stuff for the sake of promoting things because they pay a commission. You know, we're all here because we have a common vision, and that's the really, really important thing here. It's that the overall vision is that we're here to help you break free from whatever it is. So if you want to promote an existing business, you can do that here. If you want to promote an MLM business, you can do that here. If you want to promote Empower Network exclusively, you can do that. I mean, we attract all people from all walks of life, and we'll let them be themselves. And that was something that really, really attracted me as an artist and a creative type, because I came from the traditional MLM, you know, people using three-piece suits and Rob Proctor and all these people. And I started questioning myself. Am I not having success because I don't wear a suit and a tie? And here I see a video of a guy like Dave Wood with long hair, and I think he had grease on his shirt.
No suit,
he tells me he's
no
making,
shoes.
yeah. And he tells me he's making like $1 million a year or something like that. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, okay. So I can look like that and make how much money now? Okay.
So you can be who you are.
Yeah, and that's the most important thing. Just be who you are, and don't be afraid to reach out to people, because, like you said, it's all about connecting with people. If you don't connect with people, you're not going to make any money whatsoever. Like I said, if you don't make relationships, you're not in business. Okay, so the best way to make relationships with people is being yourself. If you're not yourself, then who are you? And people can see through that all the way. Okay, they can see that miles away. They can see it coming. If you're not real, it's going to come through in your videos and your articles and your emails, and people are going to see through that. Okay, and you're not going to connect. You're not going to establish that relationship if you're not real. You know, and if you don't share with people who you really are. So if I were to sit here right now in a suit and tie, all clean cut, you wouldn't really believe a word I say, because that's not me. And the way I speak, whatever it is that comes out of my mouth, you would sound so fake that you would run away from me. So you need to be yourself, and that's the cool thing here. We encourage that. We encourage you to be yourself, and because we know that that produces the best relationship ever, and that allows you to be in a position where you can make the most possible in your business. You know, that's really why we're here. We're not really here because of money, okay? And I know that sounds strange, but we're not really here because of money. We're here to provide freedom, to provide something that you're looking for right now. Maybe you're looking for an extra $100 a week just to pay some bills and spend more time with your kids, or whatever it is. Whatever it is that you're looking for, that's really what you want. You don't want money. I mean, money is just a tool. Money is something that you get in order to attain something else. Okay? So really, really, why are you here? Why are you watching this video? And ask yourself, can I really miss out on having the things I want because I got in my head too much, or because I thought it way too much, or because I didn't trust enough, or because anything, any kind of excuse that sometimes we come up to talk ourselves out of a good situation. We talk about getting an opportunity. Oh, if I had this opportunity, I would do this, or if I only had a shot, I would do this, or if somebody only believed in me, I would do this. Hey, here's your shot. Here's your opportunity. Take it. Don't think about it, because the more you think about it, the more you're going to talk yourself out of it. And I don't know if you've ever had that happen to you. You've had that situation where you have an opportunity where somebody believes in you and you have that opportunity staring you in the face, but you don't take action, and that passes you by, and you're left there sobbing because you didn't take the opportunity. Okay? So right here, right now, you have the biggest opportunity to take your life to the next level. We can only show you the door. You need to go through it. Okay, so I don't really have anything else to bring to the table here. So if you want to share something else, Calais,
I think you summed it up beautifully. I think it comes back to authenticity is the key, and the great thing about this business and this opportunity is that there's so many different people from different backgrounds just being who they are and having the freedom to succeed without anybody else's limitations, without anybody else telling them, oh, you can't do this, or you can't have this, or have that. You can be what you want. You can share what you want with the world, and there's plenty of people here to help you do it. So we look forward to seeing you on the inside. We look forward to cheering you on as you rise through the company as well. And we just look forward to having you on the team, because it's just an incredible place to be.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I want to definitely thank my awesome guest here, Calais. You've just shared so much value here today, and I think that this has just been an amazing experience. And we've seen each other, we've met each other before, but we've never had the time to sit down and really talk like this. So I really definitely appreciate that. I appreciate you, and thank you for being here. And I just want to say thank you. That's really great. Thank you.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's been great. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. So, my friend, there's nothing really left to say. Just go back to the people who invited you here and ask them how you can get involved. And if you're watching the replay, there might be a link or a button or anything that you can click. Click it. Anything. Just find something to click. Click it. Okay. And I'll see you later on, my friend. Now, take care. My name is Jamel Sr., the Prosperity Ninja, and I'll see you on another hangout later on. We're possibly going to have some other guests and just share some other value and some awesome training, so you can keep coming to these training. I think we're going to do it Wednesdays. I think it's going to be the day that we're going to do these hangouts. Now, have a great day, my friend. Make it a great day, which is really what I should say. So take care and take action right now, because don't let the opportunity pass you by, and don't let yourself kick yourself for not taking advantage of this opportunity. Okay? My name is Jamel Sr. I'll see you guys later.